So this weekend, a lot happened, and that's a bold-faced lie. I mean, really, two things happened. I went out to Gilded Images' first meetup, and we caught a couple interviews there. But we also try to figure out how old is too old for BarCrawls. Roll the intro.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the...
Welcome back to another episode of the Problems on Problems podcast. I'm your host, Mike Santi. And like I said in the intro, are we getting too old for BarCrawls? Number one, I'm just happy that BarCrawls are even back. Like the fact that they're just back in general. I don't know if that's why I'm dressed up like a frat boy today. That's not true. I just came in from the office working in banks and such. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just cursed. Maybe I'm cursed for BarCrawls. And for those of you that don't know, there was an AmeriCrawl this past weekend because by the time this comes out, it'll be 4th of July weekend. And, you know, y'all have got to stay safe, not blow up your hands and stuff like that. Shout out to JPP. But I don't know. It's just I've yet to go to a BarCrawl and experience a full BarCrawl without some form of a shit show happening, whether that be an argument or losing somebody or honestly at this point getting hip checked by a handrail that came out of nowhere that left a bruise the size of a plum on your abs. Psych. I don't have abs, so we'll fix that. No, we won't. We'll just let you suffer in the edits. But yeah, it was just I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm getting too old for BarCrawls, cause I really don't know. I don't know what the etiquette calls for anymore. I don't know when you're supposed to leave. I don't know how many bars you're supposed to hop to. I just know that it feels like at this point that BarCrawls are becoming too much work. And it could just be because I'm older. Who knows? All I know is that, hey, BarCrawls are back. And if you're going to do them, maybe we'll do a BarCrawl video for you guys later on in the future. But that takes away this week, at least, from the main point of the episode where Gilded Images, your boy Berto, had his first meetup ever. And for those of you that don't know, if you haven't seen the questionable content episode or anything like that, I'll try and leave a link down there, or maybe I'll just put a clip of that episode. Don't worry, he's coming back on the show. We'll get a full, fresh interview. We'll get a newer interview just to catch up on him because man's left his day job, not even a year ago, and he's already out here. He's full-time in the photography game, doing bits, and he's now hosting meetups for other creatives to try and find their outlet. But it was at Camp North End, and I got the chance to meet a lot of people, some of which you'll see in the interviews to come right now. We are here at the first ever Gilded Images meetup.
First ever, yeah.
This is dope. So for those of you that haven't been following for a while, Berto's out here killing the game.
Thank you. I don't know. Do I look at you or do I look at the camera?
Either or, it doesn't matter.
All right,
you can pretend like they're not.
I'm looking in the middle. So, just kidding.
But for those of you that didn't see Berto before on the Questionable Content podcast, very talented photographer, killing the game, videographer, YouTuber too. At this point, was there a stint where you had some, or you still have some videos, right?
So I tried at the beginning of the year because
you keep going. You're good.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're solid.
So I tried at the beginning of the year, but my laptop was just janky. So I got a new laptop now, so I can edit video now.
Upgrades, people.
Upgrades for sure. I just haven't gotten to it. Just been, I had a busy grad season, so I'm just taking time now to just relax because I know it's gonna come back September, October timeframe. So I'm trying to take the summer to tap back into creative stuff and I want to dive into YouTube, and that's why I'm doing this meetup too. Is just kind of I don't know, just get back to my roots, I guess. I don't want to sound cliche.
No, that's totally fine. And so you did say something really cool, or at least that I thought was cool at the beginning of all this, the reason behind this whole meetup. What was that?
So
for you?
The reason behind it, so I came to a meetup. It was hosted by Styles. He's a Charlotte photographer here. I believe his name's Kamani.
Okay.
He put together a meet with other photographers, and that's where I kind of found the direction I wanted to go with photography. And I I feel like I can say that if I didn't go to that meetup, I'd still be trying to figure something out, or I might have figured it out, but I know for sure that that's where I was like, okay, what direction I want to go with it. It
helped give you some kind of direction.
So I wanted to do that and provide that for somebody. You know, if one person comes here and is like, oh, I want to do editorial stuff, or I want to do strobe lighting, whatever, but they find their direction, like, I'm happy with that.
Nice.
So
dope. Well, I appreciate you guys. If you haven't seen this man or any of his talent, go follow him. Gilded Images.
Yep,
wow, as I have a stroke. Is it Gilded _ Images?
Yeah, Gilded _ Images. It's actually on my shirt. You know,
Yo,
boom,
look,
boom, boom.
man's got the shirt with the logo and everything. Listen, for those of you that don't really know, like, and we'll talk more about this on the next like Problems on Problems interview, but like at least to me, like, I think it's amazing how far you've come in this amount of time. Like, you've been putting in the work and all that stuff, and to see you go from like having a day job, what, like 2 years ago to then
not even
I
quit my day job from 9 to 5. Yeah. August 4th was my last day of work.
So like,
that hasn't even been a year yet.
To be able to do that, to be able to like fund your passion and to like pay your bills from your passion in this amount of time and be full time in the photography game, right. I just at least say like, hey, props to you, because like there are a lot of people out here that would like let a lot of things get in their way, and you were just out here doing it, and now you're still doing it. Like, you got a meetup.
It's just, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. And then I said this on other podcasts. Like, it just wasn't for me. And like, you got to take the risk. Yeah. It's like, especially right now, it's like, you know, I'm 27. It's like, you know, I haven't bought a house. I'm out of school, no kids.
Perfect timing.
So it's like perfect timing right now to take the risk, you know. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming on to whatever this is. This might be like a new thing. Maybe we call it like a backpack podcast. But if anything, it's still going to show up on the Problems on Problems. If this mobile setup works, copyright and trademarking it today. We got and a witness backpack podcast. That's what we're going to call it. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for coming on. So thank you for hosting the meetup. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
One-man show, technically two-man show right now, because we got Gavin on from the Paid Exposure podcast out here at the Gilded Images first meetup for creatives. How do you feel about this meetup today?
Look, I feel good. It's a lot of models out here. It's way more models than I expected, way more models than I could get. A lot of photographers. Everybody's energy is good. It's good to see people that want to create. That's one thing. And then two, it's a lot of expensive glass out here. Like a lot.
Oh my God, yeah. The amount of lenses out here just make me feel broke.
It's thousands,
on a daily basis. Like, I know, shoot, if you know the prices of lenses, you just know, like, I'm definitely broke. I just got the come with lens that came with
absolutely
the Sony A6000.
I'm out here
with
my iPhone.
Shout out to Sony. Please pay me.
Pay us everything.
Tell us a little bit about your podcast, Paid Exposure.
Paid Exposure, I created a few years ago after I had a popular Charlotte brand that won't be named try to pay me an exposure.
I'm going to name you, but just like bleep it out anyway.
Yeah, shout out to you. And then, but no, I created it as a situation for Black and brown creatives just to come together, to learn from each other, share experiences, share resources, and honestly, just to help each other. So that's what the podcast is about. And on the second end of the podcast is ignorant, just full-blown ignorance.
My favorite type of content.
Ghetto, and I love it.
Good. You guys should love that too. I don't know why people like these stuck-up podcasts.
Oh my gosh.
Podcasts, because that's a plural thing.
Look,
these stuck-up podcasts where people want to be prim and proper.
Oh my gosh.
We're not about it.
Look. I had to cuss out, well, I didn't cuss her out, but I had to fuss out a model in one group because she was like, she wanted to make easy money and she wanted to know how much Charlotte photographers is paying. I was like, nope, this is not the energy for that.
That's a wrong kind of question.
Well, the wrong part was I need some easy money. So how can I start doing this? And I was like, it's not an easy job.
OnlyFans, I guess.
Yeah, but nobody paying for that no more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nobody paying for that. You can go on the hub for that. I'm not paying $3 a month for nothing.
No, there's the internet, people. If you really out there, just Google.
There's
man.
a couple sites. DM me, I'll tell you all the sites. And plus, people leaking people's OnlyFans. Never mind.
As it gets quiet at the meetup, we start talking about leaked OnlyFans.
I was like, all right, what is going on here?
So I heard by a source, that source being you got a kid on the way.
Yes, I have a kid coming September. Shout out to Roman. Can't wait to meet you. It's gonna be intense. It's already intense because my wife is Puerto Rican. So her family is like really intense.
Spicy.
Yeah, and so my family is black. And so it's like everybody's coming together. They're fighting over custody.
At least on the plus side, you never have to have a lack of seasoning ever in your life.
Never.
Like,
it's too much.
Your life will not be bland.
Yeah, like on my side, we use too much. You know, her mom got all flavors and everything. So it's super great, man. It's going to be cool, man. They already got him like little You know, Puerto Ricans, they love their flag. So
Yeah.
we got too many kid clothes with Puerto Rican stuff on it already.
Yeah, I had to call a truce because my dad's side of the family is Puerto Rican and Spanish, and my mom's side of the family is Dominican.
Really?
And I don't got enough room for all those flags in my car because I'll die. I don't need that type of obstruction, but shout out to you guys. Shout out to the islands. Que lo que, mi gente. What's up?
I don't know what he said, but yeah. That too.
Roman will know. Roman, when we meet you,
You'll know.
you'll know what
He
this
understands.
is. You know what it's about.
I got to show this to my mother-in-law.
This is going to be great. I appreciate you coming on
Bro, I
to the Mini
appreciate
Mobile
you.
podcast.
Thank you.
Daps and everything. Sweaty knuckles because it's hot as fuck out
Look,
here.
I'm sweating like shit.
Glistening. We got that glow. Thank you for
There we
coming
go.
on again.
I appreciate you.
We'll see more fuckery on the next take.
There we go.
How you feel about the meetup today?
Well, this is my first meetup, actually, and I would say it's pretty dope. I definitely plan to come to the next one and any other one I see out here in Charlotte because I meet a bunch of different people like yourself, new people. Everyone has their own thing going on, meeting different models, so this is something positive.
I know Drake
love
said
to
no new
see.
friends, but don't listen to him.
I know, but see, no
But also, he always
new
has new
business
friends.
partners.
He
know?
always has new friends. Like,
He really do.
Like, what is he? I don't know why he says that, but it makes money.
Yeah, but I mean, no, for this shit is really dope. Like, I love to see stuff like this out here in Charlotte because I'm from here. So, like, being from Charlotte, sometimes you don't always see, like, a lot of positive things. So I love to see positive things. If you got different people, you got men, women from different ages, different, backgrounds, culture backgrounds. So I really love to see stuff like this going on because, like, everyone's, like, getting along and stuff.
Yeah,
So I'm enjoying it.
People are out here. The models are out here. Photographers are out here. Bugs are out here. We in
The bugs
nature.
are definitely out here. The bugs want to make an appearance. Like, they want to be seen, too.
If it's not at the heat, it's the bugs. But yeah, I feel like at least from what I've seen, there's a lot of talent collected. There's people out here like doing this for the first time where they're like, hey, photography is my hobby, but like because Berto's out here like directing people, giving them feedback. Watch me, Bug. I'm gonna come at you. But I feel like the fact that you have all levels of skill and everything like that, that's the part that's kind of it's really interesting and it's nice.
I feel like this is a safe space for people to come to because sometimes I feel like as a creator, you're afraid to ask for help. I know for me, sometimes I'm afraid to ask for help sometimes. But I like how people are like even some of the models that network with one another. Like, hey, we could do some stuff together. Like I've seen some couple of models like working and talking. Some of the photographers doing their own thing and everything. So like, no one's afraid to ask for help here. Like. I even saw I forgot his name, Gilded _Images. I forgot.
Oh yeah, Berto.
Bento.
Yeah,
okay.
Berto. It's
Bento.
B-E-R.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to say real American, it's Berto, but you gotta roll that R a little bit.
I heard him giving advice to this one photographer because I guess he's kind of new starting out, and I think they have like the Sony camera. I think.
Okay,
so
probably.
he would just kind of like let him
Shout
give
out
him
to
some
Sony
advice.
gang.
Right,
Pay
Sony
me.
Gang. Hello.
No free promo, but free promo. Please pay me.
So I just like to hear the advice that's been given out because like sometimes I don't even ran into some like not so nice people or just like some people like they like to kind of stay in their bubble and not help. And my thing is it's room for everybody to win. So everyone here does different type of photography, but some folks in here is going to walk out of here wanting to network with each other. Like me and you, we're going to work with each other.
Especially in Charlotte. Like Charlotte is small enough but big enough where you could find any type of niche if you wanted to, like any type of whatever. But you just got to keep doing your thing and kind of just go from there. But the fact that nobody here is like in their own kind of world or in their bubble ready to like be exposed, that sounds weird, ready to like network and have this exposure. But yeah, and
I just want to let you know your podcast is hella dope.
Oh wow,
I'm gonna listen to these episodes after I leave.
I appreciate it.
I told you I be needing different podcasts to listen to, so I need to make sure I get it as well. And the whole mobile thing is hella dope. So
well, I appreciate it. I'm almost 99% convinced that camera has stopped recording, but we're still gonna use this audio.
When that happens?
Sony's nowadays and that battery life. But yeah.
What? Yo, I got like 5 Sony batteries. I have to because like
I got 3 in my pocket right now.
It should be running low. So
Sony, make better batteries.
That's why I walked in earlier. I said I had to make sure. Yeah. Them should be stopping out of nowhere. And
literally
it's like,
out of nowhere.
Some type of warning or
something like that. But I appreciate you coming on to the mobile setup. JTVisuals, go follow her on all the social media as I like make out this microphone. I got to keep this aside from everybody else because I got way too close to this one. But yeah, we'll see what happens on the next like interview because this ain't the last one of this meetup.
P.O.P.
And hopefully those came out. Hopefully they came out well, those interviews. Who knows? It was the first time your boy was interviewing out of a backpack. So if this works, just know there's more to come. But with that, we kind of move right on over to the great debate. And so last week, last episode, you know the deal. The last time I posted a debate, A couple episodes ago, I forgot to actually post it, so now we've got some new data, but the first one being, would you rather laugh every time you sneeze or cry every time you fart? And a resounding 94% of you said you'd rather laugh every time you sneeze. That's 6%. Are you okay? You all right? Like, do you need to cry? Like, is there something you want to tell us? Like, hey, just get it off your chest kind of thing? Because maybe you like crying. It could be a thing where you like crying. It's a nice emotion for you. Maybe it's a happy cry. But, like, I explained this as a very sad, very not happy crying that you would do every time you farted. And you know what? Maybe you guys don't fart that much. And if that's the case, awesome. I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. I mean, maybe check your intestines out. But 94% of you said you'd rather laugh every time you sneeze. On the second poll, which is a little bit closer than the last one, is mainly because I realized a couple things about people and myself throughout this process, which is why we ask poll questions. We get some feedback. We might even change our perspective. I still haven't, but in the battle of how do you unload your dishwasher, top rack first or bottom rack first, 58% of you said bottom rack first, and I wholeheartedly side with you guys. I just don't get, like, so me being me, when I unload the dishwasher, I pull out the bottom rack first, unload all those. Then I pull out the top rack first, unload all those, and if there's any extra water or anything like that on the top rack, it just falls onto an empty rack. Like, it doesn't fall onto any dishes or anything like that. Whereas if you unload the top rack first, what are you doing? Why do you like chaos? Why do you want your dishes to just be wet at the bottom? And the only asterisk to this, or the only, I guess, exception to this, is the idea that was presented by a couple of viewers, really literally a couple, two viewers, not a couple together, but like, you know what I mean? Two separate, not romantically involved viewers told me that they pull out just the top rack and they leave the bottom rack in there. So I guess that would work. That kind of, like, it makes me feel uneasy that you would just have one rack out. But either way, it would still work. You wouldn't drip as much. I still think there's going to be some droplets that are falling onto your bottom rack when you push that rack, the top rack in. But I'm kind of tired of saying rack over and over again. So yeah, 58% of you said bottom rack first. Kudos to you guys. Top rack first, people. Hopefully you're doing it like that exception says, or maybe you really do like chaos. Maybe this is like your thing. Maybe you're also a cry when you fart person. I don't think so, but anything's up for grabs this week. But that brings me on to this week's debate. Would you rather yell all the time or whisper all the time? And that one's going to mess me up for a while because, I mean, if you were to ask my mom, she would say yell all the time. But then again, she doesn't yell, quote unquote. She's Dominican, so she talks hard. Habla duro. That's what she says. But yeah, I would... I really don't know, because yelling is tough, man. Like, you're eventually going to lose your voice. So maybe that's better. Like, you yell the whole time, and then eventually you lose your voice, and then you just kind of, like, take a little break. You know? You just do that. Who really knows? I don't know. I would say, I want to say that, but honestly, who knows? Whispering, though, I mean, whispering, you could get into some, like, ASMR stuff. Like, I'm not going to do that here, because that's not how my voice works. But yeah, you could get away with some ASMR stuff, make some money off of that, do your little whisper thing here and there. But yeah, let me know in the polls. Would you rather yell all the time or whisper all the time? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the polls on Instagram and on TikTok now. But we'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens with that next week, which brings us over to the Friday Follows. The Friday Follows, if you haven't gathered it by now, they're going to be the guests. The guests from this week's episode are going to be the Friday Follows this week. So, firstly, you've got IM_Gavin B. Gavin, the host of the Paid in Exposure, co-host of the Paid in Exposure podcast, is a maternity and engagement photographer, but he's also in the podcast game when it comes to, number one, highlighting issues and topics around the creative community, especially in Charlotte. And then on top of that, ignorance. You heard it from him in the interview. I can't wait to go on there and even have him on here again to go full interview, because if there's anything I enjoy, it's ignorance. So make sure you guys go follow him at IM_GavinB. You could also look or follow his podcast, the Paid and Exposure _podcast on Instagram and everywhere else where podcasts are found. What you know about this? The second Friday follow that we're going to do is JTVisuals. Now this one, a little complicated. It's __JTVisuals __. But yeah, honestly, these were one of the few people at the meetup that weren't either models or photographers. And photographers prefer to stay behind the camera, and models, like to model. But JT, from a Charlotte native who left for school, came back, runs the game when it comes to commercials, videography, short films. Girl does it all. I don't know why there are sirens right now at this time of night. It can only mean one thing. Hope you guys are good. But yes, make sure you guys go follow her at __JTVisuals __ on Instagram. But with that, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Leave your comments down below. Hit that like button that's over here somewhere on your screen. But yeah, make sure you go like, comment, subscribe to the Problems on Problems podcast. You know the channel. You're here. You're obviously watching it. Make sure you also go follow us on Instagram at Problems on Problems podcast right there. Problems_pod on Twitter. And per usual, follow your boy at MikeSanty18 on all social media. But like I always say, guys, if it's not a good time, hope it's a good story. And I will see you next week.